harmless rhetoric, Richard, or do you have concerns?
No, I don't have any concerns at all. Look, political types are going to say, keep trying to message locked and loaded, but they're missing the rest of the sentence. And I think it's really disingenuous and shameful to not continue the rest of the sentence. As Margaret pointed out, he's talking about a missile defense program at this point. He's talking about playing defense. He's saying if they should act. I want to ask Chris Cillizza, what does he expect the President of the United States to do if North Korea should act? Should he not use language that warns them? I mean, look, we have to remember that Barack Obama used language like we could destroy North Korea. That seems to be lost here. That seems to be lost on the left, that we had fiery language from the President Obama when his whole policy was strategic patience. That failed. We have to understand that over the last 2 administrations, 3 administrations really, this policy has failed. We are now at a situation that is a very serious threat. We have seen them gather the 3 pieces that are needed to launch a nuke. We cannot just sit back and have the typical kind of rhetoric and preparations and policies that we've had in the past. Washington may be very comfortable with those. They like the status quo. They may freak out when it comes to somebody doing something new. But what Washington has to understand is the last 20 years, this policy has failed.
Richard may not have heard what I said because I agree with him on the fact that Donald Trump
What I didn't hear is you finished the locked and loaded part. You keep saying locked and loaded, but you're forgetting the major part, which is if North Korea should act unwisely. Right. That's a key point.
I don't disagree at all. I just think that you're...
Well, then say it.
Do you want me to read the tweet? I mean, I don't have it in front of me.
No, I want you to stop saying locked and loaded without finishing the rest of it because you're being very political with a serious policy.
I guess I disagree, obviously, but I do think you have to look at the fact that not every person is going to read every word of that, particularly given what Donald Trump has said, fire and fury and that sort of thing. Don't disagree with you about rhetoric and Donald Trump wanting to, being elected to talk differently, as I said. But I do think that to assume that everyone around the world is going to read that entire thing, and we just showed it again, to assume everyone around the world is going to read the entire thing, it doesn't have to do with me, I think misunderstands the way in which rhetoric and words matter.